Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111911.
Divorce and marriage. Apparently her and her husband were fighting a lot over using the same bathroom together. Here she is.
I think a bathroom divorce is best exemplified by 2 toilets, 2 sinks, and 2 ways to shower or bathe in the morning. We have everything separate. The pet peeve of my old bathroom was the wet, sticky floor every time I went to use the toilet. So knowing that I use a bathroom with a dry, pristine floor.
You know, one of the members who uses the bathroom has a prostate and the other doesn't.
Okay.
I think we know the culprit. I mean, that guy does it. He's out. Not only does he quick to point out his prostate as part of the issue, but he also sounds as if he don't GAF about hitting the target. Like, man, listen.
I have a solution. Guys don't like to talk about it. This is one of those things that guys do, but we don't talk about it because we'll be made fun of, because we'll be judged. And that is when I use my wife's bathroom, I sit down. I never stand. I sit down.
I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down.
You've told me you've sat down before. In the middle of the night, it's pitch dark.
The night when I'm tired. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to turn a light on. I don't want to spray all over the place. I don't have to clean it up. I just sit down.
Use that thing?
I just sit down.
Use that thing I got you for Christmas as a night potty.
Well, because that went down to the boys' cabin.
I knew your wife would not like that around.
The first thing she said is take that to the river.
She's like, listen,
that's where the cabin is.
I mean, HR. I've got to entertain clients.
No, she does not.
And I've got to stay Switzerland on this one.
She just laughed, and I said, "Are you kidding me? All of my buddies are going to love this." So, first thing I did was I put it in, and they all wanted to know. And if you don't know
what it is, you should. You're a new listener to the show, so we're not going to tell you what it is. Go back and find out what it is in podcast form.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. It projects people's faces into the toilet, but we're not going to tell you who. You can figure it out.
But is that good down at the river?
It's great.
It's all prostates all the time?
All prostates all the time, yeah.
The prostate sausage
Plus, the toilet down there is a small toilet. Remember,
only club?
Most everybody has an oversized toilet now, the bigger toilets that are very comfortable. This is one of the old school small toilets.
You can't miss. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one you don't want to sit on, but that's what I do. I go to my wife's bathroom. I just sit down because you know what? When I have to do number 2, I have to pee too. And I'm sitting there and I pee. I can do it. So I know it's possible and it's just easier. But for a long time,
because you're tired in the middle of the night.
For decades. We've been together.
Do it in the middle of the day? Do you pee sitting down all the time?
If I'm in her bathroom. If I'm in any of the other bathrooms, I stand up. I have a bathroom right off the office at night. I use that. All
these years about talking about man card and I shoot guns.
You can sit down and take a piss and still be a guy. Yeah, you can still do all that.
Now you're being challenged, so you got to throw around terms like piss.
Listen, I don't want to get a bathroom divorce.
Still sitting down. At the end of the day, you're still sitting down to pee.
We use separate bathrooms for a very long time. I can't stand her clutter. She has so many products and mirrors and hair dryers and curlers.
You pee in there, right?
And the shower has so many conditioners and shampoos.
Abide by the laws of the bathroom that
face
you're in.
Scrubs and something's called gentle something and brushes. And I'm just like, I had to get my own place. So I moved out. I have a bottle of a soap. I have a bottle of shampoo. And that's it. That's what's in my shower.
That's too much.
Clean.
Right there.
It's cluttered. It's perfect.
You need one bottle, and that's 3 in 1. Shampoo, so body wash, which doubles body wash.
I like the Old Spice soap, but they don't make a 3 in 1. Actually, they do. They make a beard, shampoo, hair, and body.
I know they make a 2 in 1 because I have the 2 in 1.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they make a 3 in 1.
Yeah, but I like this shampoo that I use. But anyways.
I don't buy my own soap. I have other people buy it for me every Christmas. Oh. And then it lasts till the following Christmas.
Well, that means you don't shower enough because soap should not last that long.
Oh yeah,
it should not last that long.
I don't have to use that much.
No, you
3 in 1. No, 3 in 1 should not last that long.
Listen,
I get multiple bottles of 3 in 1 every Christmas.
Okay, now it's changing the story. I know you buy your own soap, all right? Unless you never go to the store. I go to the store.
I know. No,
I guess that takes. I guess if I do the shopping for the house, I'm not a man either, right? If I actually go to the grocery store and buy groceries, I also cook meals. Does that make me less of a man? I'm not a man because I cook meals. I did laundry. Actually, I do laundry too.
No, what doesn't make you a man is that you are required to sit down and pee.
I am not required. I choose to do it.
You are required
because if I don't do it and I make a mess, I got to clean it up. And I don't want to clean it up.
Stuff,
it's just easier to sit down and do your thing. In my wife's bathroom.
The fact that you automatically go to the P word card when I insinuate that you're not a man because you sit down to pee and you automatically have to go piss. You're like, oh, piss. I can take a piss. It's not taking a piss if you're sitting down and peeing.
It is taking a piss. You're still pissing. You're still pissing. All right.
Okay. If you're going to you're going to the bathroom under the terms in which you have.
You drive a fuchsia-colored minivan. All right. Don't give me anything about man cards. Okay. And sitting down to pee. Listen.
I'm fine with you.
When you sit down to poop.
Minivan.
Yeah. Right. When you whatever it is, pink. I don't know what you call it. Mary Kay. Sure. Mary Kay whatever. Rose. Listen. When you sit down, I know you got a deal on it, and it's more important to save money. But when you sit down to take a crap and you got to pee, what do you hold it until you're done and then you go pee? No, you just pee right there. So why can't you just sit down and pee?
That's the combo. That's okay. Why you're saying why can't you do it all the time? I get the argument.
When I use her bathroom, I sit down. That's it. I'm telling you right now.
It's a control. It's more of a control thing than anything else, and you've been controlled.
Our poll question today is: do you share a bathroom with your significant other? I should have said, do you sit down to pee if you're a guy? But because I guarantee you,
because that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly I'm not afraid.
You're taking a pee.
I'm not afraid.
You're not taking a piss. You're taking a pee when you're sitting down. Okay.
I'm not afraid to talk about this. All right. I'm not.
You kind of are because you started going, oh, well, I'll take a piss. But no, you're not. You're peeing. You're peeing.
You sure you don't want to call it potty? When I sit down, I potty?
Honey, are you done with the bathroom? I'd like to go sit down and pee. That's what it is.
No, take a piss. Get out of there. No, I don't use her bathroom. I use her bathroom in the middle of the night because it's in our bedroom. All right, my man bathroom is down the hall.
Oh. Okay, so what?
My man bathroom. It's just a bathroom. There's no.
You can't even get the good placement. You can't even get the good placement in your house.
Because I'm listen, we've been together 30 years. When you're with your wife for 30 years, let me know. There's some things you have to give up, and I don't mind giving up a bathroom.
Just your manhood.
Do you share a bathroom? Okay, Fuchsia. Do you share a bathroom with your significant other? Yes, we have only one. No, they're too messy. Can't do it. Yes, we're a great team. Or no, it's just easier to separate the bathrooms. That's where I was at.
It's Dayglow, Jeremy. It's Dayglow.
I just couldn't stand all her crap.
Vehicle.
And she would get, her excuse was, oh, you leave little hairs in the sink when you shave.
Look at you.
Like, oh my God, really?
You sound like Canada getting tough with the United States right now.
Take a piss on you.
The minute that you get challenged, they're like, oh, well, we're going to do this, and this, and this. Eh? Piss.
They did back down. You notice that power thing? They were threatening to shut the power down. Mm-hmm. It worked.
Yeah. And it took like 3 hours.
Just know that it worked.
Never mind. We were kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, there's interesting news about power and the United States, and it's a strong Central Coast tie. Nuclear energy has been bad with a lot of D's on the end of it. Now,
it's actually very clean energy.
No, it is.
I mean, the waste is troublesome.
We fell into the narrative for many years. It's just like eggs, right? Eggs were like, oh, yeah, they're going to give you lots of cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, my grandpa cuts out eggs, and he does drop dead of a heart attack. Maybe he should have stayed with the eggs. As well as Occidental Dow. All Seas, I don't know what All Seas is, and the OSGE have requested to triple nuclear energy output in the next 25 years by 2050. Right on, dude. Right on. But that's not the guy that's saying right on, dude. Like, whatever happened to Greenpeace's power, man? How did that just crumble all of a sudden? And I alluded to it a little bit earlier. I mean, this is all for the sake of dystopian, like dystopian movie scripts. It's for AI. AI requires a ton of power, and you need a ton of power. And what does nuclear energy give you? it gives you a ton of power.
It's a pretty
3
clean
Mile
power.
Island.
It's a very clean power, too. I mean, yes, I know we've had, the results of making it, there is a waste that has to be discarded. But other than that, it's discarded properly. It's a very clean power. And, it's not just AI. I mean, everybody's driving electric cars in California. Everywhere now, everybody's driving electric cars. Hell,
Donald Trump's driving an electric.
I was in Nevada, in Vegas, in Arizona. I've never seen so many Tesla trucks. These things are over $100,000. I'm like, I can't believe
that's
that.
That's a floss. That's a floss for Vegas,
Yeah.
I mean,
Tesla trucks.
I'm sorry, bro. Affliction shirt guy is always driving the Tesla truck.
I would not be driving that truck. It's so ugly. Sorry, I know you may have one. You may think it's cool. It's not for everybody, right? Some people sit to pee. Some people don't. Some people do both. Some people are not cool enough to sit down and pee.
Those
people drive
Tesla
fuchsia
trucks.
minivans and fuchsia Tesla trucks.
They're too busy looking up Andrew Tate and listening to podcasts that he's been on. Okay, so according to Greenpeace, nuclear reactors are inherently unsafe. Meltdowns like the ones in Fukushima or Chernobyl. I remember when Fukushima happened, I had genuine concern because it was on the ocean.
Yeah.
And our nuclear reactor is also on the ocean, one of the last standing nuclear reactors in the state. They shut down the one down in Oceanside years ago. It just sits there, doing nothing. I don't know. That's just a relic of the past.
Just look like a couple of bumps on the side of the road.
Yep, that's what it is. But in Chernobyl and Fukushima, when these problems happened, thousands of people had to evacuate, and a lot of people didn't come back. You can expect a major meltdown about once a decade, is what Greenpeace said. Well, let's check that. Fukushima was in the 2000s, right?
Yes.
Like 2010, somewhere around there, 28. I don't know. Chernobyl was was that in the 80s? That was when we were kids, right? That was in the 80s. So that's 20 years in between. And 3 Mile Island was also in the 80s, but like early 80s. So, which 3 Mile Island, they're opening back up for Microsoft. Did you hear about that?
Fukushima was 11, by the way, 2011.
2011? Okay, I was close.
You were very close.
I was very close. So it's, I mean, it is one of those things that is a necessary, we need it. We've tried the windmill.
You were going to say necessary evil, and you're like, I need to choose a better word.
Well, maybe it is a necessary evil, according to Greenpeace.
As long as we need electricity, we got to find ways to produce it. And this wind energy is complete crap. Look into how efficient windmills are. They're terrible. Plus, what do you do with them when they're done? And then discard them?
I hate birds. I can't stand birds.
Well, birds are.
I don't even.
I
don't even pretend.
I bet you hate insects worse than you hate birds, because if we didn't have birds, we'd have so many insects.
Yeah, that's true. I hate birds though. They're a nuisance. And the windmills kill lots of birds. And even I, as a bird hater, okay.
What do you hate about birds? The pooping?
Oh,
the chirping?
They attacked me when I was a kid.
Oh, the crows? Yeah, crows. Well, those are bad. The rest of the birds are great.
They all have wings. So you know what? I don't trust any of them. They're bastards.
Traumatized. PTSD about being attacked by crows.
You would think I would try to find some excuse to justify that wind energy is actually working because it kills so many birds, but I can't. I can't do that. And I do like whales. I just don't like birds. So I definitely don't want to put them in the ocean. And then the solar stuff, like the big solar farms, they're realizing now that, no, the best way to do solar is just put it on your house, and then you use what you get right there, and that's it. There's no need for these solar farms anymore. And if you triple the output of nuclear energy in the world, then that should be sustainable for, like right now, what Diablo provides California with, and if you work at PG&E or Diablo, you could correct me on this, but is it like 10, 12%? California, the state with 40 million people, as Governor Newsom likes to call it, the fifth largest economy in the world.
GDP, yeah.
And that, that's like 4 million people, however you slice it.
What's your question? How much power that Diablo creates?
Diablo, yeah. I've heard anywhere from 10 to 12, I think. I think those are the numbers that are thrown around. What, are you getting it on ChatGPT right now?
Hey, don't reveal my sources.
Well, that's okay. You need nuclear energy in order to get that information from ChatGPT because that's the AI, the headwaters of the AI that is going to drive this. But ultimately, like we celebrate this fact that we're going to have a better energy source, but should we be celebrating it because the reason why they want to triple the output
9%
is because of the AI. Okay, close. Once again, close. Fact checker.
2,250 megawatts.
What are you, Dan? It's actually 9%.
Well, that's what this jackass Daniel, the note moderator.
It's actually technically called a piss if you still sit it down in the toilet.
He's got it. He does this to us all the time. So I figured it out. I got ChatGPT now. 9%.
Yeah, it's not 10%. It's actually 9%.
Provides power for around 3 million homes. And how many homes do we have here? Not even close.
Not 3 million. No,
not even close. We have about 300,000 people. We're shy of that even in the county. So, yeah.
Well, and how many homes are there? I mean, like there's a lot of apartment homes.
And how many people are in a multi-family homes? I mean, so... Yeah, it's a big producer.
But is it okay to celebrate this? Because from a local economy standpoint, it's awesome. I mean, this is great. I mean, it's the largest employer in the county. When it was going to go away, there was a lot of worries about it. And then they realized, okay, well, adding more electric cars and relying on wind and solar probably isn't going to cut it. So we're going to have to keep this thing open. I think I see it being open and probably a leader for the other plants to come and look at while they're recommissioning them, I guess, because it's one of the only ones that's like still running. So you have this great thing for our community, but at what cost? This is where the doomsday comes in. AI ends up taking over, takes our American spirit, our livelihoods away. We don't have to do any work on our own. We just rely on the robots, and Jeremy can continue to chat GPT it up over there while he mutes his mic. I mean, all those things. I mean, it's like, we're not going out. And it makes life easier. Trust me, I use AI all the time. But
what, are you afraid that I'm going to sound smarter than you? Is that why you're trying to throw me under the bus with the chat GPT and the mic?
Well,
nobody can see that. But nobody can see that. People listen to us. They don't see us.
I see you talking, but then you're muting your mic. Or were you asking ChatGPT if it's okay to sit down and pee if you're a man?
No, I was not.
Would you ask that question of ChatGPT?
I actually was talking to Siri. I was sending a text message because I wanted to know what time we're supposed to do the Foreigner Urgent Draw. And so I was asking the powers that be at the radio station what time that is. So
God, this I is how reliant you've become on AI. Just do it at the end of the damn show.
Well, no, we might have to draw it before the end of the show. Or maybe it's going to happen with Suzanne this afternoon. But by the way, it's still not too late. You can text urgent to 805-543-3693 to enter the 4-pack. Yeah, I just want to know when we're drawing it. Is it going to be us? Is it going to be Suzanne? Just need to know by the end of the show today.
Nuclear energy is going to triple because the powerful people of the world, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Facebooks, the Amazons of the world are like, hey, we really need this kind of power. Yeah, of course you do. Everything you do is electricity based.
This AI sucks, by the way. It says, what are we doing foreign tax draw? Okay. I'm just going to type it out.
Send. Just hit send.
Yeah, I did.
Just send.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Have you ever mistakenly grabbed something and used it and then went on to regret it? We've got a story coming up that just is mind-boggling to me, and it's not the first time I think we've talked about this. You reach in, you grab something. I did this to my dog. It wasn't a big deal, but he did have to go to the hospital that night, but I think it was a coincidence.
Okay. There's some Jeremy rationale for you.
We prepare his meals in the laundry room. That's where his food is. His food's in there. My wife insists that he has purified water from the store. and big
He's
gallon
like the
jugs.
Gene Simmons of dogs. I mean, he really is like the Gene Simmons.
I can't give him tap water. I can't even give him the water from the fridge. We have to have, bottled water I said, well, let's get those big jugs. They're cheaper. Well, I reached into the cabinet in the laundry room to grab the jug of water, and next to that was a jug of distilled water. Now, I really don't know how this would have upset his stomach, but he ended up having an upset stomach that night.
What?
Distilled water, it's just water that has been
in
boiled.
The water that you're done. Oh, God. Stop.
Well, no.
There's no difference.
We had distilled water for something else, for like the irons and other equipment that takes water, because when you distill water, it takes all the hard chemicals, metals, and all that stuff out of your water.
My wife buys it for that stuff you shove up your nose, because if it's not distilled, what's that stuff? The neti pot. The neti pot.
Guy with it, Flonase. No, not Flonase.
Yeah. What was that damn thing called? I know it's Navage. Yeah.
You only must use distilled water with your Navage.
Yeah, and I said, what do you buy the distilled water for? She's like, oh, because you can't put tap water in because amoebas will eat your brain. And I'm like, why do it at all?
So you can drink it, but you can't put it in your nose? Okay, sure.
So she buys the distilled water.
So anyways, I gave him distilled water. He drank it right up. It was fine. I'm sure it was a coincidence that he ate too fast and he had an extended stomach.
I'm with you on that one.
But
have you been blamed for that? Is that why you're sitting down to pee?
No. So it's a thing. People are grabbing glue and putting it in their eyes, thinking it's eye drops.
Yeah, we have because listen, super glue.
I have super glue.
And oftentimes it is in that kind of container.
Maybe. It's similar.
I use the stuff in the metal tube. I use the stuff in the metal tube.
And the metal tube? Oh, I use the Gorilla Glue, and I use the gel. The gel is better because it's not as quick drying as the liquid is.
Yes.
It's more pliable for a few seconds. And it won't just drop into your eye like this idiot had happened to her.
I'm at the ER because I was half asleep and I needed to put my antibiotic eye drops in tonight. And instead of grabbing eye drops, I grabbed the Kiss nail glue. So this is them.
Okay, this is fingernail glue that they use to put on fake fingernails.
Oh, okay.
I had to look it up.
I was going to say, why would you keep super glue next to the eye drops?
In your bed. Like she's like half asleep, right? So I could see her laying in bed. She reaches over to the side table, opens the drawer. It's a mess. You could just tell she's a slob. But
there's certain things that you need to, you need to separate in case this happens.
Yes.
Right? Like you have.
Don't do your fingernails in bed.
Right. Do your fingernails at the kitchen table or somewhere where it's away from things that.
Or if you're going to do your fingernails in bed, have a little container with a lid on it that closes, and keep that in there so you don't.
Gun safe. Get a gun safe.
It's only a matter of time for the government requires you to have a gun safe to put your fingernail glue in.
Right. Put it in the gun safe. If you put it in the gun safe, then you have to, use your fingerprint to open it up. And then you know what you're getting. So this does not happen. Right? This is better for gun ownership. You should be able to fit a 9mm and a little tube of super glue into the safe at the same time. Just make sure when you have an intruder come into your house that you don't grab the super glue and you grab the 9mm.
That'll be the next one. Oh, I grabbed the super glue and I got stabbed.
But seriously, I don't
they already took out 3 shards of super glue. Don't get super glue in your eye because then you have to go through this contact suction thing on your eye.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
I think most of us are smart enough to not let that happen. And if I did, I wouldn't tell anybody about it. I definitely wouldn't go on my TikTok page thinking I'm a hero. What are you, some kind of martyr because you're an idiot? No, you're an idiot. Shut up. Shut up.
I mean, it would almost like being like admitting that you sit down to pee because your wife requires you to.
She does not require me to. I choose to do it to save the effort later. I don't know why I bring things up with you. I'm the idiot. I should have shut up. Sorry. I'm just things that guys don't want to talk about, but that happens. And Jeff does it too.
Good luck with the super glue in your eyes, bro.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOC.com.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.